to Band Bourbon Cigars, where we discuss country and experience and life situations. I'm the drum major of the podcast, Mr. Reggie himself, Mr. Teacher Preacher. That's right. And we have Mr. Herb on the ones and twos, Mr. 0 to 10, the rock of the podcast. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And we have Miss Dancing Clancy Flo over there as we see. Hey, ladies, get that hula hoop together. Call this woman so you get that body snatched for the summer. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, guess what else she do?
Calm down.
Do shirts, she do hats, do glasses. Hey, this woman is everything. This and this and this. We have somebody very special today. Our guest is from Detroit, Michigan, and graduated from Finney High School. They started their secondary education at Kentucky State University on a music education scholarship. Our guest graduated on the Dean's List in 2019. While at Kentucky State University, they were named drum major of the mighty Marching Thoroughbred Band for 4 years. Our guest is also a member of Prince Hall Mason Shriner Temple Lodge in Lexington, Kentucky. This person is proud member of the Masters of Motivation chapter, better known as Iota Mu of Kappa Psi National Honorary Band Fraternity Incorporated. Our guest today is a proud member of Psi Tau chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. This person has mentored youth for over 7 years. Our guest today is a devoted husband of 14 years and a beloved father of 5, ranging from 2 to 21. Ooh, boy, you got some old ones over there. Ooh. Drum roll, please. I present to you my man, my little bro, young Mike.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey.
What's going on?
What up, though?
What up, though? Hey, pleasure to be here with y'all.
Thank you for joining us today.
You stand about 6 feet over me when I'm talking about little bro. 6 feet, got me about 170 pounds, don't you? 200, which one?
Man, we pushing probably. How much you weigh?
Hey, you know I'm under 200. Just put it there.
Yeah, well, I'm probably pushing that too now. Yeah, I'm pushing. I'm over 3.
You still got it? You still got it?
Well, you know what? That muscle memory kicks in. Let's say that. Don't let this weight fool you. Don't let this weight fool you.
This guy right here is the only major that I trained from beginning to end. I mean, from tryouts, once he got in, once he made it and became drum major, trained him up under me. He's the only person that really got the full throttle of me. And I was like, you got to have something that's different from me. And I'm working with him, and I'm teaching him how to flex. And he's like, that's going to hurt my knees. It's going to hurt my knees. I got bad knees. I'm like, shut up. You don't be drum major talking about no bad knees. You can't get out there on no field talking about your bad knees and want to flex when you want to flex. Nah, this is the thing you have to do. And that dude got down there. He got down there and I had him in a position. Now he don't know what I'm doing. He think I'm just working with him and practicing with him. So he down there lower than me and he's holding it. So I don't say nothing. I just walk away. I'm just sitting there just seeing how long he don't hold it. He's holding it and he's holding it and he's holding it and he's holding it and he's holding it. I said, bro, get up. That's your thing right there. It's flex.
What was you thinking when you was holding it? You like, nigga, can I stop now?
It was at first I'm like, all right, he got jokes, but I'm all right. I'm just trying to push myself and I'm going, do you supposed to hold it this long? Like, okay, all right. But then it started getting extremely comfortable. So that strength, I found that comfort zone to where I'm balanced on my ankles, my core is tight, I'm parallel to the ground because K-State drum majors, that arcing back bend, I'm about to give y'all insulin. It's crap. It's cheating. I don't like it. You suck. When you parallel to that ground, that's when you that dog. That's when you a dog.
Seem like that's when you would engage on your core because you.
That's when you that dog.
Oh, And then he was holding it. As long as he was holding, you don't see no drummer that can hold it. Flex factor, baby. That's the flex. Yeah, that's your thing. That's what's gonna set you up different than anybody else. You kill anybody with that one move right there. Kill it.
Yes.
Now, how you get in that position is up to you. But once you in it, they can't fuck with you. They can't fuck with you. Well, hello there, Miss Fancy. How you doing today?
Yes,
I'm doing really good. I just learned something new about the whole parallel to the ground. I never even paid attention to that. So thank you for that. I'm gonna add that to my exercise repertoire because if it strengthens the core, then I don't know if I'm be as good as y'all with it, but I might just be on the floor. But
start in the bed first.
Okay.
Here we go with this.
No, seriously, that's exactly how he taught us. You do that. You do it in the bed.
Start.
So wait, describe what that should look like. Because I looked at my bed like
it's unstable.
Take your. Let me see. Let me get the camera. If these are your feet, right?
On
the side of your foot.
Okay.
That give you that balance there in your legs. Now everything else is your core. Once you heading back, and just take your time going back. The bed is unstable. If you can do it on the bed, once you learn how to do it on the bed, it's unstable. See what I'm saying? The ground ain't gonna move and everything. Like that. So if you're on the bed, it's unstable. You fall. You're not gonna hurt yourself until you get over that fear of going back.
What'd you say, Herb?
Maybe we get a flex and hula hoop and flow.
Because I'm attached to that some kind of way. Put on my arm, like, hold
on, wait. hey. No, now that's a dog. You can hula hoop and flex. Now that's a dog.
But wait though, I saw this workout video. This guy was in the gym on the what is that bar called that you do the pull-ups on? He was on that bar, but he was hula hooping. I was like,
yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Pull-up bar.
Pull-up bar, yeah. But he was hula hooping while he was on the bar. I thought that was just why are you doing that, sir? But hey, whatever.
Some dudes be doing.
Yeah, that's. How did you find out that you can do that? That's my thing.
It was one of those videos where you see the person, like the main person is like, yeah, I'm going to the gym. And they walk in and then they stop and go to clips of other people doing crazy stuff in the gym. Y'all seen those videos. So then the guy's like, and you see this guy hula hooping on the pull-up bar. Then you see a lady doing like stretches with weights on her feet and her feet way back here. And you just looking at them like, what the hell? It was one of those videos. So it was funny. But let's go ahead and get the party started, Mike. Michael? Is it Mike or Michael?
Well, I prefer, Reggie's like one of the Reggie and Herb, they're like one of the very few that can call me Mike. So, yeah, I'm saying that.
I'm really stick with Michael.
But no.
Okay.
We family.
Mike is cool?
Over Michael, yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Michael. I had a cousin named Mike.
Appreciate it. Had to have my bourbon. I'm not going to give you the name of it, but it's top shelf.
Okay.
There you go.
So we're going to start off with, what is your favorite memory? It could be from any time frame of your life.
Oh, man. Favorite memory. I have so many of them, but I'll have to say the day that I got married, which is actually we're about to celebrate our 14th anniversary on the 25th.
14. That's congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't think I was gonna find somebody that actually can deal with my craziness, but that entire day, from her being able to come off of bed rest because she was pregnant with our first child, being able to come off bed rest, travel to Detroit, being able to wobble down the aisle, and just looking as beautiful as she was, man. And with my mom and her parents there, it was that's that has to be my favorite memory next to my children being born.
That's a good memory.
Okay. Now, what's one of your biggest fears? What's one of your biggest fears of getting married, bro?
That random call. That random call.
You say
or that random homecoming. Or that random homecoming, like, hey, Like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? I ain't seen you in about 8 years. Like, yeah, this is my son. Like, that's what's up. How old is he? 7. What's his name? Michael? Shit. That is my, even to this day, it's still like, hold on.
I'm glad I don't have that fear.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
That's a male's fear. A woman shouldn't have that fear.
I know.
They carry.
There's no
Yeah,
way we should. Like,
yeah.
oh man, I just looked up and I was like, he got a baby in his mind. No,
let's
it's
go
not
back.
us.
Strap up. You don't have that fear.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Pull out.
Unless she decides to provide.
That is not reliable. Pulling out is not reliable. Do not, people watching, do not use the pull out method. It's gonna guarantee you a baby.
Unless your game is, unless your pull out game is trash.
Your pull out game is trash.
Most of the men.
That's why
I'm not gonna make that statement. Most men's pull up game is trash though.
You got 5. You're trash.
It's the reason why I said homecomings.
Listen, dudes we be knowing when that's coming to the tip of their head. We can pull out there. Dudes be like, we don't be wanting to stop. They don't be wanting to stop. They try to pull out at the last minute.
That makes it trash.
You gotta be proactive.
Right. Proactive.
It wasn't ready. I got some time. Okay. Be proactive. I think in general, I think most men have pull out game challenges. Like, it's just, y'all can't do it. I don't know. But as you said, Reggie, because they waiting to the last minute.
That's because y'all be having, man. When you got that wet, hey,
Sometimes it's like, you want to know what? If I get this for the next 18 years, I'm all right. Let's go.
This is a good trade-off.
Let's go for it.
Well, that's why you wear a hat. And on the side,
definitely.
Y'all got hats, so
that's that guy over there.
On that soldier.
He be having them adventures and stuff. Make sure you follow that man on TikTok on his Simpsons adventures and stuff, so that way y'all can follow his pull-out game and his family.
We don't necessarily need to follow his pull-out game. He can keep that to himself. We just see the evidence. We just see the evidence of the lack thereof.
I'm on TikTok. Look for
him. Yeah.
I remember my ex-husband and his homeboys having a discussion like this, and they was roasting him because my ex-husband has 5 kids. I have his last 2. They're like, "Nigga, I know you ain't talking your pull-out game." He like, I mean, it'd be good. I just know what to say. I'm like, wow. I didn't even interject myself in that conversation. I just kept on walking, went to the kitchen. Like, they ain't talking to me.
Not worse than the chicken hawks.
Okay. We're gonna shift gears real quick. If money and time were no object,
make sure you let Chicken Hawk know to defend itself.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on. He's going to come defend himself. And I'm like, the streets is talking, Chicken Hawk. The streets said. And I might embellish a little bit just to make the story juicy.
I love my brother. We were just talking.
So the question is, if money is of no object, what would you be doing right now?
If money was no object, what would I be doing now? That's a very good question.
Yeah, because I can't even think of the answer.
Not stressing about it.
That's a good one.
Not stressing about these mortgage payments and these doggone activity fees of $500 for baseball and $400 a month for gymnastics and all this other stuff. And no, I wouldn't have to worry about that.
I wouldn't be worried about the fact that my son wears shoes bigger than mine, and he's only 10. I'm like, it's all right, mommy got it.
Let me ask you a question, Flo. Can we rephrase the question? Is money not a factor now, or was it a past thing? So are you looking at now for money not being a factor, or you always had this money, and what would you have done?
Oh no,
Well,
no,
let's
no.
rephrase the question. So you want to put it in a different time frame, like now as adults,
So
if
at
money
this
wasn't
very
a
moment,
factor.
at this
Okay.
very moment, you just became ultimately rich, and you don't got to worry about nothing. At this very moment, how about now? That's easier to answer that question in.
Okay.
Figure out how to sustain this wealth. That's the first thing, because you see a lot of people come into millions and millions of dollars, and in 2 years they flat broke. They didn't gave it all away, didn't invest, and didn't do what they were supposed to do. Didn't put money towards their children's education and their children's funds, and
Not necessarily, because you said if money wasn't a factor, so that means you got an unlimited resource of money, so you wouldn't have to worry about reinvesting or anything. So what would you do then with it?
So if it was just an unlimited resource,
you got an unlimited resource now.
All right.
I would still invest though.
I would.
Because I'm a multiplier. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, first thing, if I just had an unlimited wealth, I would actually give a lot of money to military vets, because my thing is, we send our men and women over to Timbuktu, and they are risking their lives, and they'll come back shell shocked, missing limbs, and we barely give them a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
Their health care is absolutely terrible. So it's just being able to put programs and make sure that they get actual great care that they actually need. That is one of the things that I would do. Being able to, aid them to going back to civilian life. That's one of the things I would do. 2.
Now, some people might argue that though. They might say, well, those people that's in the military, they getting paid, they get all these free things when they in the military. Why didn't they save their money, or why didn't they, set themselves up for when they do leave
when
the
they're
military?
in the military? When they're
But
in
that
the
could be
military.
something to look at though. Maybe like while people, you could look into some kind of situation where you could help people manage their monies or teach them that skill. What I thought of, just to piggyback off what you said, Mike, you said donating to military vets. My next thought was donating to HBCUs on a regular basis. If I had unlimited resource, like it was a revolving door money, I'm steady donating there. I'm going to still invest though, property, because even though I'll have money, property is wealth too. Because I want to leave something to be able to pass down to my kids.
Creating school.
I wouldn't donate to the HBCU.
Really? Why not?
That's what's happening now. People are donating, they're getting federal funding, and a lot of money is being misappropriated. I want to own it. Think about
it.
How many HBCUs are owned by Black people?
I don't think any are.
Think.
Okay.
So you're learning.
What the going rate is for an HBCU? I wonder what the going rate is for an HBCU.
Well, it wouldn't be an HBCU. It wouldn't be historical. You're just gonna have a college.
But I want to buy one that is an HBCU though, and enrich the legacy of it some kind of way. I don't know. Okay. So this is a really deep question that can go so many different ways.
You in the billions. So let's say you want to go ahead and purchase a private college, like let's say, for example, what's the business college that was in Detroit? Only HBCU in the north. Davis.
Davenport.
You're talking about though.
Yeah, I think it's Davis or Davenport. It starts with a D.
Davenport. I don't know if Davis.
Well, let's just say
I know there's a Davenport.
Argument is Davenport. He's like, all right, I want to go ahead and purchase this. I want to invest $5 billion into this school. I want to buy this land, get these, I want to build dorms here, dorms there, I want to have a band program. I want to have an ag program. I want to have this. I want to have that. It's tailored the way that you feel like you need it to be tailored. How to manage money. A lot of we're not in a lot of us are in agriculture, but it's not really dominant. Bring those in. Bring those in there. We, Detroit, Motor City. Get those get a great engineering program. So where now we have never. Well, I think there was one, But have you ever heard of a black-owned company, a motor company? Maybe I think I've heard of one, and it
I
folded
haven't.
within maybe a couple of years. And I think it was like in the 40s, and that was pretty much
Okay.
But no, it is time for us to be able to sustain our own.
I'm
True.
gonna go back to an answer y'all did earlier. Is one black owned HBCU still owned by African? That's Wilberforce.
Okay. In Ohio. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they
That's
were black owned.
owned and operated by African Americans.
That's what's up.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Shout out to Wilberforce.
Shout out to Wilberforce. Absolutely.
Shout out
Shout out to Wilberforce.
Too bad they got to be across the street from that other school.
Yeah.
What's across the street from them? Never mind. I'm gonna go look it up. So this goes out to the whole panel. What are some of your biggest fears? And I would like to connect it to that previous question about the whole, if money was not an object, what would you do? So now that we've listed all these things we would do, what would be your biggest fear as far as that?
Family for me, that you know what I'm saying, now that you have unlimited resources, which is financial resources, they're just there just to get that resource from you, where you know what I'm saying, they're looking at your pockets being their pockets, and it's not true love. You know what I'm saying? They're not coming out of love, they're just coming out of just to use you. So that breaks up that family dynamic and stuff like that. So I would never want my family to break up because of finance.
Yeah. So
That's valid.
piggyback on what Reg said, family and my children, for them to understand that this dollar isn't free. That just because you have money now, that don't mean you get everything and become spoiled and rotten. That was my biggest fear. For them to become just arrogant, rotten, think the world is theirs, but it should be, but in the wrong way. For the money.
That entitlement that some of these kids
Yes.
have.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
They
don't
have
like
that now.
Yeah. And they don't even have nothing.
Regardless of the money, my biggest fear is not being able, and this doesn't have anything to do with money, but not being able to walk my daughters down the aisle, not being able to see my son get married. That is my biggest fear. And that's just, you can have all the money in the world, but certain things are priceless. You know?
Yeah.
So let's say I can get $1 trillion right now. And 10 seconds later, I can be gone. I ain't seen them. No, so the things that actually matter, those are the things that I think about. So yeah, just not being able to walk my daughter and watch my son get married and have grandkids and stuff like that, man. That's my biggest fear. I'm not trying to rush her, but yeah, that's my biggest fear.
That's a valid fear.
What's some of the things y'all most proud of?
Man, my daughter's turning 21. She's actually about to graduate from Kentucky State ag program. And just her journey alone. I mean, she was born at 6 months, 1 pound, 6 ounces.
Wow.
And they were talking about that she wasn't going to make it. And now,
about to graduate college.
She's about to graduate college, dean's list.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about sometimes how how am I going to get to work? This woman is turning down internships to Japan and China. She's been to Africa. She's been to Greece. She was actually offered to go to Dubai. So I'm like, dude, you doing all of this before you 21?
Imagine her at 31.
Yo, this is crazy. My 12-year-old dominating in gymnastics, and when she first started, there was nobody that looked like her. When we went to these events, when we go to these meets, maybe one or two that would look like her. And that part was cool because they would kind of look at each other like, all right, I see you, you see me. All right, let's do that. And they always find themselves together at the end of a meeting, just kind of, talking to each other, So that my son, he's absolute outstanding athlete, So that, and my kids, they don't know what a C is. That's the most important. My kids have never seen a C.
Good.
So just that, and they've accepted God in their life, and those things. That's what I'm truly proud of. Kids, and even my wife. My wife, who she's had it's been really rough, but my wife graduated from college maybe last year with a degree in health management. And that journey was long. And the things that was happening during that time period, for her to persevere through that, I could not be more proud of my wife.
This was you two sound like you're doing an awesome job raising your young people. Tell her another Black woman is proud of her too for getting that degree.
And it's and like you said, the 5, we've we have guardianship over my nieces. My sister-in-law, she unfortunately she passed in July of breast cancer. So we immediately, thank you. But we immediately took her kids on, and that was kind of the inspiration behind the channel. Like, you want to know what? Maybe we could document some of the things that we're going through, as far as the courts and just us kind of goofing around the house and just being a family. Just being a normal middle class check to check family. They don't have any type of sponsorships and doing stuff like that. So just being just real people.
Yeah. And you keep speaking about family, which is great, man. And everybody that's on this panel right now is either married or been married. Speak to some of the challenges in being married.
Oh gosh, man. Well, it's only
that's a question for everybody.
Only a 30, man. You only got 30 more minutes in the show, man.
One of the biggest challenges is communication. Communication is always a big key. You don't talk about your problems, talk about what's going on, communicate with your significant other. It's always going to be an issue. Communication is always key. And not just communicating, but being able to understand that communication. I mean, you can talk all you want, but you don't understand what they're saying. I mean, it's just words coming out their mouth. So communication, understanding what that person is saying, is definitely key.
And then just to piggyback off of that, I would say communication in regards to listening listening not to respond, but listening to understand. I think that a lot of times we're so caught up in our feelings and our thoughts and our issue that as the other person is talking, we're just like, waiting for that opportunity to jump in. And when it comes to a marriage, it's like a dance. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to learn your partner and figure out how to do that dance with them. But that takes willingness and time. You got to be willing to want to do these things. If you don't, then what's the point?
Yeah. I had a situation where, once again, coming from college and things like that, we met in college and all of that, and, the drum major thing, and me being me at that time, that stigma still was a lasting taste in her mouth of who you are or who you used to be. And I think you still gonna be that, or I think that you still are. Where here it is, I'm making this turn around the corner to be a better person, but she couldn't get past I heard about this about you. I know you like this, and I'm afraid that you're gonna do these things and stuff like that. So that would be a reoccurring that would happen in a relationship. And but we had to talk through that a lot of years. Years, building that trust that I'm saying, I ain't out here doing what I was doing when I was flexing.
Yeah. You gotta go back on you and Herb. It was the communication. I came with that stigma, and even when we were dating, it was people that were just walking up to her randomly, like, "Are you dating Michael? Girl, be careful."
People are such haters.
It was just like, why she? I don't even know who she is. Why she warning me? So it was like, that stigma that I had years and years and years ago, is coming up to me. The issue is that what Herb said, far as communication, I was just like, all right, they haters. I wasn't reassuring her. You know what? I get that, but that's not me. That's not how I'm living anymore. No, I'm not in the streets like that. So just I'm with you. That's where my heart is. That's where my mind is. That's where everything is. It's you. That's it. And just simply doing that could have avoided a lot of stress and a lot of heartache and just a lot of sleepless nights. But just should have just been able to communicate that. Now that we're in a better spot, now we can kind of laugh about certain things like, oh yeah, yeah, your daddy did blah 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 blah. But I sure as hell did do it. And you got it now. You got it. Yeah, that was a loan. We got.
So do you guys think that the type of man that you are today, because we're talking about communication and marriages and things like that, I personally feel like there were aspects of marriage that I just didn't know until I encountered them. So in my time that I've been divorced, I've had to do a lot of self-reflection, figuring out what my triggers are, figuring out how I didn't contribute to healthy conversations in the marriage, different things like that. And so my question is, do you think that you're a different person completely from your past than you are today? And if so, how are you different?
Absolutely. Understanding more.
Okay.
So what you said, what everybody's saying, and the main thing what you said was understanding yourself. If you understand yourself and what your triggers are, and being able to communicate and talk to about what you got going on, it can help you. I mean, if you just like me personally, in the past, I was a person that I refused to let anybody get too close or understand. I would have stuff so tight. I don't want to show weakness. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And a lot of that stuff because, just me being who I am. So growing up from what I was in the past to now, uh, sometimes you got to let that weakness show for her.
Vulnerability.
Yeah, so she can understand who this person is. Don't listen to that outside chatter. Get away from the outside chatter. That's gonna cause dissensions in the ranks of this household. So, there's things that I took away from my past that I do now, and then had I not went through it, it'll be probably the same old story. Same old story.
I also learned about the importance of having, I don't know another way to say it other than fighting fair, not, throwing jabs below the belt in an argument. And a statement that I use a lot, I say, if I value the relationship, I'm careful with my words. So with my friendships, my partners, I'm not going to talk to you reckless because you're important to me. And I wouldn't want you to talk to me reckless. Like I just had a conversation with my son. He was cussing at his sister. And I said, the words that I just heard you use, I've never used to you. So why do you think I'm going to be okay with you talking to your sister like that? And he thought for a second. He was like, yeah, you're right, Mom. Then I explained to him the difference between, if I'm expressing frustration and saying a cuss word versus me attacking him with cuss words, And once he understood, I said, yeah, I don't want you talking to each other like that because that's not how I talk to you. I want you to see that I'm modeling respect, But that took a lot because, as humans, we get triggered. You say something about our mama, we gonna say something right back, right? So I had to learn that I don't have to be quick to always be ready to fight in discussions. If this is my husband or my whoever, my partner, we on the same team. We don't have to have a war. We on the same team. And I had to learn how to just be quiet sometimes, listen. And if he's giving me advice about some behavior that I'm doing that's upsetting, taking heed of that and correcting the behavior, not just on whatever that's disrespectful, But I had to learn about that.
But Flo, that's called growth.
Yes.
Maturity.
That's called growth.
Maturity.
So you should not be the same person that you were 10, 20 years ago. A lot of people we just like, no, I'm not that same person. Why?
You should evolve.
If you that same person, I don't think I need to be rolling with you like that. If you haven't grown mentally or spiritually or in some form or shape or fashion, we should not be the same people. Now we should still have the same spirit, still have that same personality, but if we're still doing the same that we doing was 18, 19, that you haven't got any.
Well, what we're talking about though is two different things too, right? Everything that all of you said is correct, but I'm a firm believer a tiger can't change his stripes. You are who you are, all right? But your behaviors change. You can change your behaviors, and those behaviors as a young adult, a teenager, you know what I mean, going into whatever it is, it's ages and stages to this thing. You should mature. You know what I'm saying? You still who you are, because if, like she was talking about triggers, if somebody trigger you, if you don't know your triggers, trigger you in a certain way, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna go back to what you used to do.
Absolutely.
Not who you are. You see what I'm saying? It's just your behaviors have to change. And once you mature, you can understand your triggers. You can understand your behaviors. You can understand all those things. Because, like for myself, in my younger years, it was about manipulation, and it was about getting back at you. Like, I'm not bothering you. If I'm not bothering you, don't bother me. So you bother me, now I'm going to bother you. All right, and all of that kind of stuff. But then the maturity comes into, like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to get back with people. The best way to get back with people is just be quiet and remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
You know.
Because then they like, why they stop talking to me?
Yeah.
You had to grow, or I had to grow.
That's it.
It's the same thing.
And it's wonderful when both in the relationship is growing at the same time. Oh my God. Crazy when one is growing faster than the other and you have to wait. But when you're growing at the same time, man, that's priceless. That's priceless. Speaking of growing at the same time, Flo, this is Michael. And Michael is very special to our organization. Let me tell you why Michael is very special to our organization.
Okay.
Because after me and my brothers and everything, we all got older and graduated and got families, and we hadn't seen each other since college. And Michael was in school with us. And Michael had a lot of things to say and a lot of things to do when he was in there. Mr. Baby Eater himself. But that's another and he was very brassy coming in, him and his group of friends. And so, people had
very insolent.
And all of a sudden, Michael decided after all these years after we left, he wants to join our organization. I don't know if Michael thought that we would never come back or that he was just going to be dealing with the kids that was there and everything, and that he figured he can manipulate that situation. But Michael is the only person that has gotten all of my sayings together at one time since we was in college. We heard Michael Simpson is on this process. And I tell you, we formed like Voltron.
Nope.
And it's the last time we all have been together.
How was that experience for you, Michael?
I knew it was coming.
Did you like the Voltron experience?
Not. I'm thinking maybe 1, 2, maybe 4, 5. When he say all of them,
I heard earlier it's a lot of them.
all of them. All of them. So let it be known that the Theta class, Resurrection, Delta line, D line, yeah. We had to see everybody.
Absolutely.
That was I mean, I knew it was coming. I knew the topics of discussion that was going to be brought up, and it was just because you were there for the interview, so it wasn't like it was like a sneak in, like I'm gonna go back door, It was just you. Hold on, why you wait so late? Honest truth, you fear what you don't understand. And at that point, it was just like I'm not gonna do it. But all of a sudden, off campus, on campus. I'm seeing it everywhere, and I'm going, "Is this the sign?" That I'm like, "No, it ain't it." And then it was, I forgot who. I think I was talking to Darren, and I just kind of mentioned it. He was just like, "Are you serious?" Yeah. Look, I've always been interested. I just never said anything. I said it one time. I said it one time, and I said it incorrectly. I said it very crassly, and it was just like, okay. And my dear friends, they didn't appreciate me doing that. But they got their lick back.
They just had a business meeting. That's all it was.
They let me know, like, hey man, we didn't appreciate that when you did that in '99. Really? What happened? I was very upset with you. And they told me about that. And I was like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I have grown. I have grown as a man since then. So
that's right.
I apologize, sir.
That's good. There's growth.
Yes.
That's growth. That's maturity.
That was growth. That was growth.
Absolutely. But we had this segment, bro. Man, this came up fast, boy. I tell you.
It did.
It came up real fast. We had this segment called we put some smoke in the air. So if you got you one over there, I don't know if you can smoke in your house with the kids and
no, I can't. Well, yeah, we're in the middle of renovating, but I do got my little.
Okay. All right.
Recorded on my mouth.
Well, what we do at this segment, brother, is that you get to tell us a story. And story, any story, you know, say it could be a silly story, it can be a serious story, it can be indifferent, or it can be bow chicka bow.
And that's how everything started too.
Hey,
yeah, that's how all them kids got here.
You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. You can give names, or you don't have to give no names, but it's up to you.
Well, I'm gonna tell this story because there is no name. There is no name, just a school and a position.
Was it Wilberforce?
Better, Tuskegee. So
I'm intrigued. You have my attention.
Yeah. Yes. Well, Tuskegee's always been great, great fellowshipping with that band. Shout out to Tuskegee. So somehow we get, go to the hotel. They pick us up, bunch of cars. They always all the bros always pick up KK Side, TBS, but it was just some, individuals like, hey, y'all want to roll? Like, hell yeah, we want to roll. All right, cool. But while I'm kind of going back, I'm on the field and I'm locking eyes with this majorette the entire time. I'm being kind of stoic, but I'm kind of like, So we go to this house party in the projects. Who do I see? That majorette. We lock eyes again. Hey, aren't you the drum major? I'm like, yeah, I know. I see you over there. So whoop. This is like, you want to get away from here? Yes, I
You want to get away from here.
A couple hours later, come back. Go back to my room with my girlfriend. Terrible.
That is so very not mindful, so very not demure.
Hey, I was young.
I mean, hey,
I've come from a sheltered household. I got the campus. So, okay, let's be transparent here right now. I come from a sheltered household. I got to college. It was women everywhere, and they were actually interested in me. Not
That's
everybody
why my
else.
daddy would not let me go down south.
In me. Yes, I was delivering dick like UPS. Okay.
You was like DoorDash. You was on Prime. You was like,
no. You get one, you get some, and you get
my
some.
dog. That's right.
See, that's exactly what my daddy was like. No, you are going to stay here. You cannot go down south. Oh, Mom, yeah. He like, nope. I
And
ain't
them
sending you down there with all the boys.
accents. Good
You
Lord.
gonna get a package.
Ooh.
Don't go to
Those were no helmets was on for those. But,
Oof.
packages wrapped in all plastic.
You know what?
They send packages out wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, my Amazon packages come in plastic. And a box too.
I know they do.
2-day Prime. 2-day Prime, sometimes same day shipping, you know.
The dick in the box. It's the dick in the box.
Sometimes it's like the DiGiorno, you know, it's like delivery. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
It's the dick in the box.
It's the store-bought kind.
I got a question. This is off. No, it's not off topic, but have y'all ever traveled a significant distance?
I didn't buy store-bought pieces.
Wait, say that again.
Huh?
Or what you say?
What you gonna say?
Oh, yeah. I done bought some store-bought pieces before, and we enjoyed it. But she enjoyed it more.
Mm-hmm.
It
It's
gets
the dick
really
in the box.
So my question is, have y'all ever traveled a significant distance for that purpose?
Yes.
Like drove hours, flew.
Yes.
Yes.
I've flown, but I've drove. Yes.
I drove 12 hours once.
Yeah.
But in my defense, he drove to me first in a blizzard.
Listen.
So I was like, I felt like that was a flex. Like, oh, you come to see me in the snow?
Okay. I found out that I could actually travel for business purposes with my job.
Mm.
I'm everywhere. I'm in the Carolinas. I'm in Virginia. I went to Memphis a few times. I ain't gonna say it. But yeah, I didn't travel.
You're a traveling man, huh?
Plenty. Yes, I am.
We some traveling bros.
that means more than just what it sounds like.
We some traveling bros. All that. Fly, drive, we there. We there.
Wow. So what
kind of when you were saying, Mike, about getting on that campus. So before college, my ideal of women was they respectful, men did what men do, right? Because that's what I'm growing up, that's what I'm seeing, right? I'm thinking that all the women that was around me, aunties, mamas, everybody, that they would just stay at home and the men were just doing dirt, right? So I get to college, and me being the drum major at the time, we hanging. And so we at his crib, and there's about 3-4 chicks over there. And we playing that game, truth, dare, double dare, promise to repeat. So it gets to the point where it's like, man, forget all that. Let's just play dare. So boom, we on that. Man, next thing you know, this chick say, listen here. I ain't with all of this. Reggie, I want to fuck you. Come on. And I'm like, oh shit. Women like this in the world? But they coming to you telling you that they want to fuck you? Oh shit, we about to have a pretty good time on this one.
Women
Reggie, like, how could I not oblige her?
Yeah.
You
thinking the same thing I'm thinking?
Hey,
come on.
Hey, it threw me off the time when me and Chicken Hawk, we went out there and had a whole clipboard for a 10-minute treatment. You know how many people signed up for a 10-minute treatment?
What's the 10-minute treatment? What's the treatment?
That's the reaction we got every single time. So we had a whole little speech for it. Just think about it. So
were y'all in the hills?
We had we was everywhere. We was all over campus. We got a little booty.
I'm like, yo,
but bigger. You get a 10-minute treatment. Think about it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
UPS.
And we were so surprised and shocked at how many women had signed up for it. And that's when I realized it's that easy. Yeah. That's when
I'm so shocked to hear these stories involving Chicken Hawk, because what I knew of him to be, he was a nice, wholesome, gentleman that I went to middle school with. He was respectful, and I mean, it's shocking to he. I mean, he a grown man. I know that now, but like, just when I hear these stories, I'll be like, what? Little Tinker
I
Love?
mean, but
Little Precious?
we're telling you right now that it's just not men. Women
Yeah.
out here, they chasing that thing too. They want it too.
Don't
And they
judge
wasn't
him.
afraid,
I was
and
the
they're not
wingman.
afraid to tell you, hey, let's get it
I
on.
was the wingman.
Dude, I'd be afraid to tell it. I'd just be like, okay.
Listen, that's why
If
when
he
people
asked.
when they get to talking about he a dog and he a cheater and he this and that, I say, listen, he ain't cheating alone. There's another woman on the other side of that. So just can't say all men is dogs. It's another dogette on the other side of that.
Dogette.
I
know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bad. So, bro, man, well, I noticed that you became Omega.
Yeah.
Where did that start
from? That actually started. The thought of it, I mean, because my father's Omega, Omega chapter, pledged at Langston University in '66. So the thought and the seed was always there, even in high school, with Sigma Phi Epsilon. Yeah, so we had a junior
that sounds familiar
in high school. And my father kind of helped us kind of stir in a certain direction, as far as, writing a constitution and, doing bylaws and things of that nature, which didn't know anything about. And then I had mentors, in college, biggest mentor, your roommate, Mr. Joseph Giles. And that brother, he was out, he was the brother that you could see him at a party, butt ass naked,
with the gold boots,
with his boots. Didn't even have to have boots. He could be barefoot. And then the next day, see him in church. Next day, you go downstairs to wash your clothes. He's downstairs studying. Report cards come out. Joseph on the Dean's list. Like, man, Joseph got a 4.0. What you talking about?
4.0.
Wow.
It's like, okay. So that love for and that admiration of Omega was always there. And after I dropped out, I went back to school and then started back in 17. And then just like Kappa Psi, I'm starting to see it everywhere. And I'm like, all right, I said, I need you, Lord, I need you to send me a sign that I know for sure. And I'm hard-headed. But I need you to send me a sign that I know for sure that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And lo and behold, one of them comes. Who do I see for the first time in well over 11 years? I see Joseph. It's just like that was it. He looked. He was just like, man, I know you from somewhere. I was just like, Joseph. I said, it's Michael Simpson. And I went like this, and he said, dude, you done got big, man. And it's like, yeah. It's like, man, we exchange information and, and then from there, it was just like, all right, this is it. So, I kind of shared my interest with like-minded individuals who were, who actually were in the band with me. Shout out to my prayers, Marvin Bright. And from there, we made it happen. We talked who we needed to talk to, and we made it happen in April of 23, man. So it's been a journey, but I will say, once you get in, I mean, as the Greeks, once you get in, that's the easy part. Once you get in, that's when it really, really, really starts. And I can definitely say that for me. Once you get in, it's easy to get in, but once you in, it's totally different. Totally.
What's the difference between undergrad and the way that saying you went through it. Now, were you in school? Do you have to be in school or anything like that? How does that work?
You have to be a graduate, but as far as process wise, it's the same. But you have to be a graduate of the chapter. You have to graduate. If you graduate from a school that has a chapter, an active chapter, you have to wait 4 years, unless some circumstances apply, which those guidelines are online. But yeah, it was like I said, it was a journey, a long
That's what's up.
journey.
So congratulations to you, bro. For real.
Appreciate
Congratulations.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Mike sent hot there. Mike.
Man, but real quick, I don't know how much time we got, man. I just want to say to Reg, man, thank you for believing in me. You know, we've had a lot of, you know, I don't want to say downs, but we had ups and downs. We had some hard conversations, some rough conversations, you know, caught me in, you know, times where I was extremely vulnerable. But you have always been there as like a brother and a friend, man. So, you know, just want to say, man, I appreciate you, bro. Love you. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that for real. Bro, I'm looking up something right now. It's funny that you were saying that I want to read about love.
Well, while you looking it up, I want to let people know, you know, please like, follow, subscribe, you know, check us out on YouTube, Instagram, watch this video, many more that we have done over the past few months. And I appreciate the people that has been watching and following. Take a look at us, watch us all the way through, turn it on, look at it. Really appreciate it.
That's right. That's right. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Everything. I want to give a shout out to Tanya Walker and everything for sending us our Band Bourbon and Cigars paraphernalia, things like that. I got this little cup that's made out of cigar leaf. Everything. We got all kinds. Look at that. That's what's up.
Where's my tattoo?
Yeah. Fancy, did you want to shout out somebody?
I did. I wanted to shout out Chantel Gray from Detroit. She is the owner of Pretty Girl Cosmetics. She is whose lipstick I'm wearing today. So the name of the lipstick is called Beauteous. And we will put, there's the link to her page. So if you guys want to go and support a Black-owned business local to Detroit, go ahead and take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Get on there. You know, everybody need help. Everybody needs some likes and subscribes and thumbs up. You know, people gotta pay bills. Get out there. Support those businesses.
Like, one thing I know, she's right here. One thing I was just telling you about my anniversary. What's up? This is my wife Jay. If y'all.
Hi Jay.
Hi.
What's up, girl?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
She was like,
happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, you look like my auntie.
Oh, repping up that deep, baby.
I do.
Yes.
And your auntie fan, girl. Your auntie fan.
Oh yes. And you have locks? Do you have locks? My
I do.
auntie has locks.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yes, her name is.
She just popped in the screen like, hi, smile already.
And then I like the cigars I like is Tatiana's.
Yep, that's what this is.
Fruit punch.
Groove.
No, what?
Groove.
Okay.
Blue Groove.
And I love old fashions.
Ruby Blue.
And I know when somebody makes it right, they don't use those red cherry tomatoes. I mean, red cherries. They use the dark, real
cherry.
Okay.
Oh, old fashions are so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask my best friend to make me one because I don't think I've ever had one before.
And
shout out to Bourbon Lemonade. Okay. Shout out to Love Potions and Twisted Spirits. So if y'all looking for a bartender for any of your events, I'm gonna post her information so we could put it up here. She is definitely available for all kind of events. And she will come to your event too if she's local. She has mobile stuff going on.
And there's a vegan chef. Her name's Q, The Kitchen in Detroit. She has 2 locations and is a Black-owned business. So she has her food is amazing. I can get my kids to eat vegan food without complaining. They will choose that over McDonald's.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Definitely
good.
shout out to Q. She has a segment. I think on Channel 4
on Monday, Fox.
Fox.
Okay.
Fox. I said Channel 4.
That-
So shout out
Okay.
to her. And lastly,
Hey, Mike, man, what was that cigar that what was it? Go ahead, Mike.
What was what, bro?
I was saying, what was that cigar, man, that you bought me that time when we went to the cigar line?
That was a Hiram. That was a Hiram Abiff cigar.
A Hiram, okay.
Yes, sir. Hiram Abiff cigar.
Oh, yeah. Hiram.
Yeah,
I gotta
that
look
was
for that tonight. I'm gonna give me one of them tonight.
The guy that actually I ran into a brother. He was selling them online. He actually relocated to Utah, so I have not been able to find him or get him. I still have one. I don't prefer the darker leaves. I can't stomach those. Like I can't deal with those, man. But
Okay.
yeah, the darker leaves.
They're too strong.
They're too strong. I prefer the Connecticut's. Like those are my things.
Connecticut's our brand of cigars.
You know, wifey man gonna have to come on down here to Florida, man. Show y'all around.
Man, we are trying. We're trying to get there. The plan was to try to go to Japan next year. That's where we're going. My daughter loves the Asian culture. She loves Japanese culture. If we go anywhere, I really, instead of China, I think I do want to go to Ghana.
Yes.
I'd rather go to Ghana. Yeah. You know, if I go anywhere, you know, overseas, that's where I want to go. I want to go to Ghana, and got to get your mind right.
I'm going.
I'm telling you, better come on. I'm trying to take all my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the top guy.
I got land over there right now. Yep. You're gonna be one of my people in my harem.
We're gonna make sure not.
You're gonna be the drum major. You're gonna get them all in order.
Hey, listen, this is what I found. Hey, we get it together. This is what I came up with. This is when I started understanding what love is, man, especially in a relationship. You know, I want to read it real quick. Love is patient, kind, and forgiving. Love doesn't envy, boast, or judge others. Love is not self-seeking or easily angered. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Love rejoices with the truth, not wrongdoing. Love bears, believes, hopes, and endures all things. Love never ends. And I wanted to bring that up before we even got on this podcast with you, man, because all of those things you have always showed me since you met me. You know what I mean? Even to this day, you know, besides my family and things like that, you know what I'm saying? You one of those young brothers, man, that has always given me my flowers on this side of the dirt every time you see me. You know what I mean? And you could have went easily other ways, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that people have not done anything, but you have made it a focus point to do all of these things when it comes to me. So I want to give you your props, man. I want to give you your flowers, man. Thank you for loving me, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We got to make sure that that legacy of original Dwan Anderson lives on. So,
I get my whole motherfucking government
name. Hey, well, because of certain things I've went through, just kicks in. So, with that being said, I would like to announce that I have been blessed to be put in a position to be able to train the drum majors of Kentucky State University along with Mr. Johnny Dickinson. And we have been requested to teach the style of Reginald Anderson. So that is what makes the goat. You don't need that. We don't need I don't need to have that title. But when you have something that people want after years and years and years and years.
Yes, what would be dope? Let me tell you what would be dope. First of all, don't be having them boys run behind the damn truck. That's number one.
No, that was
two. I heard about it. Number two, what would be dope is that all y'all came down here to Florida and we trained on the beach. That that training would be totally different on that sand. Woo, that would be
Sounds
dope.
like it'd be harder.
It will.
Oh yeah, it would.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
you'll be tight though. You'll be real tight.
well,
Yep.
tryouts are in April, and that would be a good excuse to take my wife to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be able to work on that. So I'll get with Doc and let him know, like, hey, this is the plan. This is the vision.
Yep.
We just need a yes or no that it's cool with you, because I'm not about to do anything, without your say so.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah. But listen, man, we're at this point of the podcast and everything. You get to build your own band from front to back, from band director all the way back to the percussion. You can build it however you want to build it. You can use different bands, you can use different sections, however you want to do it from front to back. How would you build your band?
All right. Band directors. We'll go a little different. I am going to go, and I can't think of the brother's name. Band director from Bethune-Cookman. Can't think of his name. Awesome band director. I would have him, Dr. Kevin Davenport, Dr. Al Level. Those will be my band directors. Arrangers, Christian Yamans, and Will Brooks. I think Dr. Will Brooks. Majorettes. I gotta go with Jackson's. And some, not all, some of the K-Reds. Flag Auxiliary. Let's go Norfolk. Let's go with Norfolk. Woodwinds. I'll say fam. I love when they piccolos start cutting through, so I'll give fam that. And no disrespect, that's the only thing you're gonna get from me. Brass. Let's go trumpets. Gotta go with Southern trumpets.
Okay.
Phoniums. Let's go UAPB. Let's go UAPB. Trombone section, Miles. I got to give Miles State flowers. Trombone section, Miles. Tuba section, Three-Headed Snake. Kentucky State, Virginia State, Alabama State.
Okay.
Percussion. If I could mix Prairie View and Soul Section number 1, I would. But if I can't, I'm going to have to go with Prairie View.
It's your perfect band. You can mix who you want to mix.
And I'm mixing. Now I'm mixing. That's who I'm mixing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mixing Soul Section number 1 and Prairie View Coast. And
A&T.
A&T.
You do it.
A&T.
Run it is your
A&T.
perfect band.
Now, drum majors. Reggie. Now, so we're going fam style. We're going 8 to 10. Reggie. 3D, which will be the drum majors from 2001, 2003. Triple X, which is 2006, 2007. Drum major from UAPB in 2001. He was a solo drum major. I think he was 2001. Gremlin had one drum major from Venezuela. Well, I mean, he was cold. That brother was cold. I give that to him. I gotta give that to him. And the dude I ripped off a little bit Too Cold, and I think he was Southern. I want to say 97. Yeah, 97 drum major from Southern. I don't think I missed anybody, did I?
Hey, this your band, brother.
Yeah, that is and I gotta have Isidore Rich announcing. I gotta have Mr. Isidore Rich announcing.
Oh my Lord.
He talks he will have you looking upwards like, damn, I don't even know what that means. No disrespect to Isidore Rich. I'm gonna strike that one and I'm gonna give you Vernell Bennett. Because she had us the 1-2 times she did it, she had us real hype. It was right after the band had a controversy and she spun it so hard and the crowd went nuts. We're just like, yeah, that's what we need to have.
Man, that's your feel. Do with it as you feel. Okay.
The most different occasions, the Swiss wine Syak.
From Detroit, Michigan.
All right. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
I was like, oh shit. First, man, when I used to hear Mr. Rich, I was like, man, he is so dry. Ugh. And then I was listening to him, like you said, listening to the words, and you're like, what did he just say? What that mean? I went to the dictionary. Like, wait a minute.
Genius.
I'm dating myself when I say dictionary because you know these young kids don't know nothing about dictionaries.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they can't read now.
My son got a dictionary. I bought him one this school year. His teacher requested it. Dictionary and thesaurus. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey man, before we go, I gotta say this, man, because I thought it was funny shit. Because I wasn't there, but Herbert and Cool Breeze told me about it. But some situation you talking to somebody about having a baby or something like that, and a baby, and you just bust out and said because they came from my balls, man, I just listen. Ever since I passed out laughing when they told me that, man. To this day, I still use that when it's available to use. I use your shit, bro, because it came from my balls. That's why.
Tell the truth.
Only Mike would say some shit like that.
No, this was before the big kids. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that to the brother because he's a good brother, but it was just he was like, "How come I can't have kids? You know, how come I can't have kids calling me daddy?" Because they came from my balls, man. Shout out to the bro, man. He knew who he is, man. He's flourishing. He's absolutely fantastic, bro.
Oh man,
but, damn, I was so out of pocket for that.
Oh man, yeah. Dre Herb told me that, man, and man, I fell out. Yeah, but bro, thank you, man. I love you, bro. Thank you for doing this podcast with us, man. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Tell all your peoples out there, all the ones you even cheating with, tell them to subscribe, hit that thumb button, like it, and tell about 10 more people. Subscribe, hit that pause button. I mean, not pause, a like button. Y'all know what I mean. All right, 100.